Hello again. Today I have this nice exotic French lever lock for you, the Fichet 484. It has 10 levers in total, located in 4 different rows, 3 levers top right and down left, 2 levers down right and top left. 5 levers are operating one separate sidebar, so you have one sidebar on the right side and one sidebar on the left side. The key looks like this. You can see the individual bidding of each row. Very neat design. And of course, all of those levers have false gates. Some also have some kind of stepping before the true gate, and that makes them behave a bit tapered. So you have to set the same lever multiple times. And also the levers really like to drop whenever possible. So if you're pressing against the hard binding element, you can be sure that some levers will drop out of their set position and you have to set them again. You have to use the jiggle test, of course. If the lever is in the true gate, it will jiggle a bit, sometimes more, sometimes less, but it will always jiggle in this case. And even if you think everything is set properly and you're going through the lock and nothing happens, just continue doing it, because suddenly a new binding lever will appear or you get a bit of core movement, something like this. Additional to all these features, this lock, as it is the exterior version, has some check pins, 2 of them in the front, here and here. And those are not difficult to pick, as you just have to push them, but the difficulty is the timing, because the false gates will grab really hard, and if you press one of the check pins too early, the core will rotate just a tiny bit more and you might get stuck. And then there's no way to get out of the false set without dropping everything else you've set before. Also keep in mind that the sidebars won't isolate. That means that you cannot just pick one side and then the other side. You have to switch between both sides during the picking process. To learn this lock, I recommend to remove one sidebar, as you cannot remove the levers non-destructively. So train this lock with just one sidebar installed, then the other, and then both. It will take a lot of time and is quite frustrating, but it's worth it. Once you manage to open this lock, it's really good. It's really satisfying. I can only recommend to try it. The tolerances in this lock are awesome. There's a true zero lift, and if you touch it just a tiny bit, you are lost and have to restart. The design is quite old, but it's still one of the most difficult locks I picked so far. I recommend to tension from the middle, as this gives you the best tension control. You should start with lighter tension, set the first levers, and then increasing tension over time to hold everything in place. Okay, that's it for the moment, and I hope you like my attempts of picking it. Have fun! Okay, first let's write this nice looking key. And of course, it's working. Then I will apply counterclockwise tension from the middle. And for picking, I will use several different sized hooks, starting with this medium hook here. And lighter tension at the beginning. Increasing step by step. Okay. Right click down left. Down right, nice click. Down right click again from the front. Very light click out of top left. Now I have to move around the true zero lift, therefore I need this deeper hook. Okay, feels jiggly now. Hopefully I have not overset something. Okay, but the right side feels good. Then I will continue. Okay, nice binder down left, second binder down left. Okay, rechecking if everything is still set, because those levers really like to drop out of their set position. Got some decent clicks, but in this log you have to go through all the levers several times during the picking process. Okay, new binder down right. Okay, that was a nice click. Two clicks out of down left and the back. Nice little click top left. Another click out of top left and the back. Rechecking this hiding lever. Click again. It's okay. A little click down left and the front. Okay, touch down right in the back and got a bit of visible core movement. That might indicate that we are a step closer. We'll recheck every lever. If something new started binding. Very light click top left. Very light click top left in the back. The rest feels jiggly, so I will press the first check pin, as this is the exterior version. And now going again through all of those elements to find the next binder. Okay, touch on down left the back and got a good amount of core movement. And then another light click. Down feels good. Very light click out of top left again. Okay, click out of top left the back and a bit of core movement. Little click out of top right, this hiding lever. And let me recheck everything before I try to hit the last check pin, because if you are stuck in a false gate at this point, there's nearly no way out. But for the moment, everything feels fine. And let's see what happened. And we are open. Nice. Okay, let's cut this. Okay, as this log is a cut double cylinder, I needed a 3D printed back part to hold the core in place, otherwise this core will slip out very easily. Okay, let me unscrew this part. Okay, like this. Also I had two shims inside, as this 3D printed part was not fitting perfectly, so those shims are holding the core in place, as said. Nothing special about this cover. So then I can easily drop out the whole core. That's why I need this back cover. While pulling the core out, hold those sidebars like this. First of all, I will remove those check pins. And now the two sidebars, of course. Sidebar 1, sidebar 2. Okay, the levers themselves cannot be disassembled non-destructively, so I have to show you them in close-up. Like this. And you can see how they behave when I insert the key. And as well you can see the false gates. Here's a false gate, there's a false gate, false gate, false gate. A lot of false gates and like tiny steps as well. This might be the reason for this tapered behavior. And the same on the other side. And several false gates. No mastering or something like this. You can see the false gates again. Okay, that's the front part, the two chambers for the check pins, the keyway, and this back part is sprung loaded, so the key is pushing this a bit back, thing to interact with the cam or something like this. So that's the core, very nice heavy thing. A quick look at the lock body. You can see, of course, the two grooves for the sidebar. As they are continuous, you can pull out the core even without a key. And that's it about the housing. So let me rearrange everything for the close-up. All right. Okay, now a close look at this sidebar. It's quite a solid, beefy thing. You can see the cutouts for the true gate. And those hollowed parts where the spring is sitting. And the second looks nearly the same, or it is basically the same. Two quite strong springs. And yeah, that's nearly it, as I can't show you the levers in more detail. Just the last quick look at this beautiful key. Okay, you can see the 4 rows and the bitting. Really cool looking lock, very interesting mechanism. And to be honest, this was one of the most difficult locks I picked so far. It was really difficult to learn the typical behavior of the pins and of the levers, and of course the binding order. And when you progressively pin it, which means in this case you can remove one sidebar, it's whole different log when you put both sidebars back in. And this really took a lot of hours of practice and frustration and everything. But finally this is a very challenging pick, but also very satisfying, and of course a great lock and lock design. The Fichet 484. I hope you like this. Thanks for watching. See you soon and goodbye.